So, good day everyone. So, especially to Ma'am Pekson. So, we are the last presenter and we present and discuss the chapter 10, 11, and 12, which is the management and planning, implementation, problem solving, and audit inspection and security personnel. So, first we discuss the chapter 10, management and planning. So, there are four types of management and planning. So, first is management in general planning and function. Achieving those planning requires that managers be aware of environmental condition facing their organization. So, ito yung nagmamanage sa lahat upang ma-safe yung nasa organization. The second one is C, management and cost effectiveness. So, it is a form of management ensuring the maximization of benefits that can be obtained from the resources allocated to health and the reduction of costs. The third one is the security planning. So, lahat ng security sa isang organization ay nagplaplano kung ano ang tamang gawin upang mas maganda yung serbisyo sa kanilang programa at maging safe ang nasa organization. The last one is development of security policies. This is the set of standard for the implementation of all controls associated with managing the risk associated with an organization's information security plan. So, ito din yung nagsisilbing guide sa mga security upang alam nila kung ano ang dapat gawin at alam din nila kung ano ang mga policy sa kanilang organization.
Um, Next is illustration of security policies. One is in a non-union company refers to an organizations where the employees are not represented by labor and union and operate without collective bargaining agreements or unionized rights. Two is in a company with union refers to an organization where employees are represented by a labor union which negotiates on their behalf of wages, um, working conditions, and other employment related matters through collective bargaining agreements. Three is information security policy refers to a set of documented guidelines, rules, and procedures that define how an organization manages and protects its sensitive information assets to ensure confidentiality and integrity and availability. Um, op- Operating level policies refers to specific guidelines and procedures established at the operational level of an organization to guide employees in their day-to-day activities, ensuring compliance with security protocols and practices. Financing refers to the process of acquiring and allocating financial resources to support various security initiatives such as implementing measures, conducting risk assessments, and training personnel in industrial security. Three is budgeting. Refers to the systematic process of estimating, allocating and managing financial resources for security related activities within an organization. Ensuring that adequate funds are available to support security measures and initiatives. For a salary expense refers to the financial cost incurred by an organization in the form of wages and benefits paid paid to employees for their work in the field of industrial security. Sundry expense refers to refers to miscellaneous expenses that are not categorized headings and covering various incidental costs related to industrial security operations. Six is capital expenditures refers to the significant investments made by an organization for acquiring or upgrading physical assets, infrastructure, or technologies related to industrial security, typically involving long-term planning and budgeting.
This is Madsandra Magno, and this is my report. Organizational relationship. Line authority, it is based in the relationship between a superior and a subordinate level. It is formal managerial authority with the right and power to issue introduction to Industrial Security Concept 136. Command. 2. Accountability and to discipline for violation. Staff authority. It is based on relationship between managers of auxiliaries and facilitating groups and the line organization. It is limited by absence of the right to command beyond the staff group itself. 3. Functional authority. It is between above-mentioned authorities is the functional authority, which is the formal power to command, limited to a specified area of expertise which may be organization-wide and directed across substructures as sections, department, and division. Reporting levels. The the agency operators and security director. First, leader. Leader. Leader, the person who leads or command an organization or group. And the company executives, they are responsible for overseeing the operations, finances, and the overall directions of business, corporation, or organization. Number 3, executive with high visibility is the person who attracts public attention. Innovator, someone who has the capacity to turn new knowledge and skills into successful product or service. Counselor advisor, a senior officer in the service. And the trainer, a person who provides necessary training, coaching, and monitoring to employees. And, con- and contemporary professionals. Those are people who are in the service and design system to help other people to significantly increase their independence and productivity. Last, the goal setters. Those are people who sets goal to achieve something.
Staff and administration. Rank and position: security management staff, security director, security executive director, security staff director for training. This is the highest ranking position. The commander or chief all security personnel within an organization. Therefore, they are also in charge of managing all the lower ranking of security personnel. Line leader staff: Security Supervisor 1, Security Supervisor 2, Security Supervisor 3. Line manager and direct manager is all referred to the same position. Security guard: Security guard 1, Security guard 2, Security guard 3. A security guard is a person employed by a government or private party to protect the employee parties from a variety of hazard by and asset. Staff pattern: Security Director, Security Training Office, Staff Director for Operation, Staff Director for Administration, Detachments Commander, Shift Inspector, Security Inspector, Post in Charge, Shift in Charge, Security Guard. Position Standard: Security Guard The duties of TEEN include security premises and personnel by patrolling property, monitoring surveillance equipments, and inspecting building equipments. Hiring. When you hire in a security professional, you are essentially entrusting the integrity of your work to convict felon when you about that a lot like letting stick in your own house. Training professional development is gaining new skills through continuing education and career training after the workforce appraisal report. You are able to clear sins of your own willingness. Promotion. Help the supervisor to out the promotion programs for employees. Communication. It measures taking deny from unauthorized person information. Moral and welfare. Positive attitude meets high in the work.
Good day, this is John Lloyd Canada. In this part, I am going to explain Chapter 11, Implementation, Problem Solving, and Audit Inspection. Now I guess we are all familiar with what implementation is in the aspect of security concept, as well as the problem solving and inspection. So in order for you to understand this chapter further, I will be introducing to you the following programs implementation as well as the guide security problem solving, as well as the aspect of inspection. Without further ado, let's start with the top management responsibility. In implementing security program, we need to understand that there is what we call management responsibility, meaning the management of the certain security program always has the responsibility for the protection of personnel and other assets. It's just like a certain company who always own management who manage everything. In short, top management will always be unaccountable in all aspects. Next would be involvement of others. Just like the implementing a government law towards a Congress, it is not possible for it to be approved without the involvement of others, such as the people who suffers by this issue that led the legislation of implement such law. In security aspect, implementation of such security program is useless without the involvement of other people. The third one is setting priorities and meeting schedules. Of course, providing time frames and concrete setting is very important in this part. This could vary the importance of the said implemented program as it may affect the whole process if failed so. The fourth is drills and rehearsal. For an instant, the bomb threat handling. Of course, proper knowledge is very important is committed due to rehearsals, such as practice for an upcoming event to happen. The second to the last program is validation and updating plans. I think updating plans works in all aspects is ethical, as well as validating plans. Not just plan, but the exact interest itself towards the program. By this could help the platform to be implemented. The last program is evaluation. Just like you can conducting a research toward a certain area, people that are involved in this needs to be evaluated in order to the level of effectiveness and understanding. In this factor, program evaluation is ethical.
Good day, everyone. My name is Leslie John Bicolongo, and I will discuss the problem solving techniques First is clearly defining problem. Mahalaga na malinaw ang ating pag-intindi sa problema upang mas ma-define at mas ma-clarify natin ang issue na na-involve. Second is gathering information. Mag-gather na information mula sa pag-research at pagtanong sa mga tao upang mabigyan din tayo ng ideya kung paano ito masulba. Third is interpretation. From the word interpret ay dapat subukang alamin ang kahulugan at mga kaugnay na implikasyon. Fourth is developing solution. Mag-isip ng solusyon at gumawa pa ng ibang solusyon na iyong mapagpipilian. Fifth is selecting the best solution. Pumili sa mga nagawa mo solusyon kung alin ang pinakamagandang gawin at yung mas mapapabilis ang paglutas ng problema. Next is putting the solution into operation. From the word operation ay pagsasagawa sa napili mong solusyon. And last is evaluating the effectiveness. I-review ang solution kung naayon ba ito sa plano at kung naging epektibo ba ito. Next is I will discuss the factors that affecting a decision. Prior experience. Course of action that worked before may very much work again. Next is self-interest. Hindi lang dapat ang interest natin ang iniisip, kundi maging ang interest din ng iba upang maging balanse tayo sa pagdidesisyon. Next is tradition. Dahil nasa sa atin na ang piliin ng mas madali, ngunit nalilimita nito ang mga mas kaya nating gawin at mas magandang pang mga nadidesisyon natin. Next is creativity. Dahil sa magiging palikhain natin ay napabago-bago na ang pagsasagawa at nakaka-epekto rin ito na makakasama sa ating pagdidesisyon. Next is authority or expert opinion. Kailangan na as security executive ay eksperto sa pagdidesisyon at hindi dapat sila umaasa sa iba. Next is logical thinking. Pagdidesisyon batay sa katotohanan at masusing pagsusuri sa malinaw na konklusyon at mabuting desisyon. Next is emotion and prejudice. Kailangan hindi bias at sentiment sa pagdidesisyon. And the last is easy of execution. Di porket mas madali ay yun na ang pinakamagandang desisyon dahil hindi pabilisan ang pagdidesisyon. And that's all for my turn. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Dev Renzo Armamak and I will report all about security audit or inspection. So starting off with rationally for security audit. So from the word rationally, it means an explanation of controlling principles of opinion, belief, practice, or phenomena. So this means that there usually is a need for a formal audit or inspection to check the degree of compliance with the recommended countermeasures and to determine the effectiveness and the adequacy of the countermeasures in effect. So this means that to determine the countermeasures if to assure if they are effective, so the countermeasures are put into practice to see if they are actually accurate and effective when it comes to securing something. So next is the conduct of the audit. A security audit has for its basis the security survey and the vulnerability assessment reports prepared during the previous period, or a checklist for the purpose ensures that all areas are covered. So the conduct of the audit is all about the what ifs in a agency, in a security, or in a particular company. So every security guard, security manager ask themselves if why are we doing it? Must we do it all? If we must, is there a better way? Is there a less expensive or more cost-effective way? So they're asking these questions to ensure that there are no lapses. All the things that they are doing is effective in securing the company. So next is the formal and informal security audit, which means that a formal security inspection is announced and is communicated to the organization or unit in advance. All documents needed are prepared beforehand. An informal audit are the result of an entrenched and institutionalized system understood and accepted as part of the organizational life conducted in the spirit of cooperation and understanding. So this means that formal security is all about preparation of um, security like documents that is an example of formal documents, equipments, and many things that can be used in security. On the other hand, informal security audit is just all about ensuring that the security personnel or security guards are understood what position they are what position they are in. So next is structured and unstructured audit. So structured audit has a formal or logical sequence to the process. On the other hand, the unstructured audit is conducted in a random manner without any formal or logical sequencing. So these two has a big difference, structured audit, as said here, that it has a formal format or logical sequence. So this means that structured audit has a sequence to itself like 1, 2, 3, ABC. But on the other hand, the structured audit is on a random sequence. Let's say it's not going to ABC, like it's going to be random like A, D, F, G. So yeah, it's on a random sequence. So ascertaining compliance. The inspector should establish that the countermeasures are as they ought to be. It is possible that the unit or people being audited do not do what is expected of them. Deficiencies notes should always be highlighted and followed through, scheduled, and implemented. Otherwise, vulnerabilities will persist. So, ascertaining compliance. So, from the word ascertaining compliance, meaning every personnel must be certain and assured that they are know on what they are doing. So, if they do not know what they are doing, there will be deficiencies. If there is deficiencies, there will be lapses on securing a building or company. So, the next slide, it's going to be all about security personnel, which will be reported by the next reporter.
So, good day guys. So now I'm gonna report about security personnel. So first is the types. The types or classification of security guard. So first is the company guard force. It is a security force maintained and operated by any private company, corporation, utilizing any of its employees to watch, secure, or guard its business establishments, premises, compound, or properties. Next is the security agency service. So, security agency service guards, these guards are employees of an agency and you can hire them to work for you or your properties. So, example of this is the guards at our school, which is owned by Dasha agency. So, third is the government guard force. This is a security unit maintained and operated by any government entity other than military or police, which is established and maintained for the purpose of securing the nation and the government properties. So here are some advantages and disadvantages of company guard versus agency guards. So these are a comparison of company guards and agency guards. Ay, So some advantages of company guards is they can carry high caliber and receives higher wages. Also, they can provide better service comparing to agency guards. Also, this some advantages of company guards is they are costly since you have to pay much more than the agency guard. So, some advantages of agency guards also is since they are employed in an agency, they are less expensive than the company guard. They are also much convenient than the company guard and less administrative and personal problems. So some disadvantage of an agency guards is they might lack of training and no loyalty to company since they can transfer at any time. You have no contract. So also they are not familiar with the facility or the properties that they are working since they are not permanent employees. So then next is the three categories of security training. So these are the three categories. So first is the pre-licensing training programs. It is designed for individuals who had no previous formal security training or licensed to exercise security profession and aspire to be a security guard. So these guards are so this training is required to in order for you to be called as a guard. So next is the refresher training program. These shall refer to periodic and non-periodic training programs and courses designed with a cha-cha-cha-cha. So this refresher training program is a retraining in a subject you previously trained in to refresh your memory and make sure your knowledge is up to date. So this is like a refresher ba to gain your para maalala mo yung mga na gawa mo, yung mga na-train mo nung nakaraan. So lastly is the specialized training program. This is a specialized employee training that refers to learning and development programs that are geared toward developing competencies. So next is the qualifications, functions, and attributes of a security guard. So first is the qualifications of a security personnel. Qualifications of security guard, qualifications of security officer, qualifications of security consultants, and the qualifications of a private detective. So that's all. Next.
I'm presenter of the last reporter. I'm a reporter for the powers and the duties of security guard. Number one, territorial power. A security guard shall watch and secure the property of the person, firm or establishment with whom or his agencies has contract for security services. Number two, arrest by security guard. A security guard or private detective is not a police officer. It's not. Therefore, with police authority, nevertheless, he may effect arrest under the following circumstances. Nandito yung mga examples ng mga halimbawa, may isang tao na nag-commit ng crime at may aktuhan na may isang security guard na nagurubing sa isang supermarket at naaktuhan niya ito na nagnanakaw sa isang supermarket at pwede niya itong arestuhin bigla-bigla. Ang tinatawag doon ay citizen arrest. Next is number 3, method of arrest. When making an arrest, the watchman, security guard, or private detective shall inform the person to be arrested of the intention to arrest him and cause of the arrest, unless the person to be arrested is then engaged in the commission of an offense. Number 4, duty of the security guard making arrest. Any guard making arrest shall immediately turn over a person arrested to the nearest police station. Number 5, search without arrest. Any security guard may incident to the arrest. Search to the person so arrested in the presence of the least two witnesses. Number 6, duty to assess the law enforcers. Any security guard shall be duty bound to assess any peace officer in the person in his bounding duty. Next topic is the desirable qualities of security guard. Nandito yung mga alertness, judgment, confidence, physical fitness, tactfulness, and self-control. Nandito rin yung topic na desirable qualities of security supervisor. Ang nandito ay physical and nervous energy. It is impossible to be supervisor unless one process an adequate amount of physical. Number two, sense of purpose and direction. Any good supervisory leader will have to direct all his energy towards the goal. Number three, enthusiasm. No person can succeed without enthusiasm. Man loves his works and in performing it. Number four, friendliness and affection. A supervisor must have these two qualities and successfully lead in his subordinates. They will follow his example and the organization will be well on the way to success. Next, integrity. Number five, integrity. Every leader should have this quality. Number six, decisiveness. A supervisor should be decisive. He should be responsible enough to make a decision in the midst of pressure from both sides. Next, technical mastery. A capable supervisor is someone who has skill and knowledge that are necessary for this job. Intelligence. The supervisor as leader must have enough knowledge to do his job. Next, the teaching skills. A leader should be able to teach his men what exactly that he wants to be done. Lastly, the faith. He must have faith with his capability. He must have faith with his superior and the capability of those under him. Thank you.
So, RA Republic Act 5487, also known as the Private Security Agency Law. It is a Philippine law that regulates and standards the operation of private security agency in the country. So, RA 5487 aims to ensure the professionalism and accountability of private security agency in the Philippines and to promote public safety and security. So, there are five branches of law: the organization, management, operation, limitation and provision, and administrative sanction. So, organization. Section 4, who may organize the security of watchman agency. Section 16, limitation and provision. Third, main branch offices of SAs. P. Management. License required for security personnel. RA 5487, Section 4 and 5, as amended and implemented Section 1, 2, 3 of Rule 2 of NIRR. Third is the operation. Operation, supervisory powers of Philippine National Police. Section 11, RA 5487, as amended by Republic Act 6975. Second, emergency power of the Chief PNP over private security detective agency. Section 11, RA 5487. Third, emergency power of city or municipal mayors over the private security and detective agency. Section 12, RA 5487. Use of firearms and equipments. Section 13, Public Act 5487. Limitation in carrying of firearms. Section 3, Rule 5, NIRR. Duty Detail Order using SOSIA Form number 12 to 94. Last is justification for confiscation of firearms. So, D. Limitation of provision. Limitation and provision. E. And the last, administrative sanction. Classification of offense: light offense, less grave offense, and grave offense.
The summary of our presentation. we have to understand that security agency management is to help make the business more successful. This can involve strategies that enhance confidence with shareholders, customers, and stockholders through to preventing damage to the business brand, actual losses, and business disruption.
That's all.